All right, welcome. It's time for Talk Sports on Global Television. My name is Anthony Momodi, the King of Sport, and I've got the Prince of Sport by my left side, getting ready to dish out all the big stories. In fact, he's still checking his statistics and the big stories that are just dropping, some from Hong Kong, some from the Middle East, and some from Europe and South America. We've got all big stories from different parts of the world, and we're ready to unleash the dragon, like they say. But this time, big stories is what we're going to be listening. And today is a very historic day when it comes to football in Nigeria, as the Nigerian Football Federation will be hoping to announce who becomes the Super Eagles head coach. And we know that Emmanuel Amunike, Philip George, Jose Mourinho, the special one, and other candidates are jostling for that -- 1 position to be called the Super Eagles head coach. And on today's edition, it promises to be exciting. We'll be talking to an Nigerian international who plays for Hong Kong national team far away in Hong Kong. His name Alex Oluwa Tayo Akande, who will be talking to us this morning as we talk sports. But my co-anchor, who is now ready to say good morning to sports fans.
Yes, good morning, sport fans. It's always amazing to bring you big stories from the world of football. Today we're touching Hong Kong, Europe, Middle East, US, everywhere. You just name it. We're all touching those angles today, and we are bringing you big stories. And today, like I said yesterday, is like, the World Cup final in Nigerian NFF, where we'll be deciding who is going to be the #1 man. That is where we'll be talking about the coach who will be the Super Eagles coach for the next, couple of seasons to come. So we've got big stories that we're bringing to you today, and you just get your popcorn ready, and then we'll dish it to you very, very hot.
All right, we'll also be looking at, in the last couple of days, especially in the Champions League and also in the EPL, we saw great goals being scored by great players who have got fantastic kick styles of hitting the ball, and also wearing very fantastic boots to ensure that they score great goals. So we'll be looking at the phenomenon around boots, how important to wear very classy boots that could make you score great goals. Talking about David Beckham and Carlos, and all these other great players that have scored great goals with great boots. We'll be looking at that story on today's edition. But let's look at a possibility who becomes the head coach of the Super Eagles. Would there be any surprises today who the NFF is likely to mention as the head coach of the Super Eagles? Well,
I'll be very, very surprised if I don't get to hear the name of Emmanuel Amunike or Finidi George or Jason Mourinho as the head coach. If I don't hear any of these names, then I'll be like, okay, the NFF has done it again. So at this point now, the only one I won't be surprised is when I hear any of these 3 names that I just mentioned. But anything outside that, I'll be like, wow.
Surprise.
Yes, I'll be surprised. So we're just hoping, even if we will be surprised, let's be surprised with a very good coach, with someone who can actually deliver the goods for the Super Eagles, someone that can do the job, maintain the players, and then now, drag us downwards and just, try to uplift the Super Eagles higher than the rate that they are at this point.
All right, we told you we'll be joined via Zoom with as regards one of Nigerian international who plays for the Hong Kong national team. His name Alex Oluwa Tayo Akande. He was born in February 9th, 1989, and moved to Hong Kong in 2008, where he started his professional football. So we'll be talking to him and also getting his take as regards who he thinks is the right man for the Super Eagles job. But before we get him thrown into the mix, let's just a quick video about one of Nigeria's deadliest striker ever. His name, Odion Igalo. We saw him do lots of great things for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and he says training all the time with great boots makes him deliver the goods. Let's see Odion Igalo.
Hi guys, my name is Odion Judigalo and I'm here with the Hura boots. I just finished training with them and they look perfect on my feet. I was born and brought up in Ajegule and I know how difficult it is to have a boot there. I could remember we always share boots there when we want to go to training. Sometimes if I'm training in the morning, I have to use it. If my friend is training in the evening, he will use it. So it's very expensive then. I could remember my mom always take me to Aswani Market, Katangoa, Badagry to go and look for last and quality boot. But with Wura, you have a cheaper and a stronger boot which will last you longer than you never expected. I've gotten a lot from Academy boys and you're going to be seeing this Wura boot in the market. Use it and you never regret. So I'm encouraging you guys to go with Wura boots and you will never regret it. Thank you.
All right, yes, talking about great boots there, training with great boots and how much it makes football easy. Yes, talking about boots that are easy and cheaper to get. We know that buying boots could be very expensive, but we got a boot that you can dream it, play it, and win it. I think it's everything you need in one.
Yeah, that's exactly everything you need in one because boots play a major role in football these days, and then having a very comfortable boot like Pura now, it's something that would help players be able to, perform well. It's very light, very flexible, not just hard like those other boots. So it's super flexible. And
you can use it in different surfaces.
Yes, you can use it in different surfaces. It's very, very comfortable. And again, it's actually built to, last very long. And you can even play with it in whatever weather that you find yourself. Maybe most of the times we don't have control about weather. And then when football is, a match is going on there, it's raining and all of that, this boot is actually built to, last within that surface, and then you won't even have issues.
And cheaper.
Very important, yes. Very cheap, yes.
All right, let's see if we've got Alex Akande joining us there from Hong Kong. We've got an international, Alexander Oluwatayo Akande, who is plays for the Hong Kong national team. Alex, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Talk Sports.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
All right, great to have you join us on Talk Sport. We just saw, we know that you met Odion Igalo, one of Nigeria's top strikers of the past. We just saw his video talking about how important training is and how important it is to train well with great boots that would help you score lots of goals. And he showed us the Wura boot about dream it, play it, and win it. And so, tell us how important it is for players to train hard with the right set of boots, and in order for them to deliver the goods, especially when you wear the Wura boots, how much it helped you score great goals in Hong Kong. When you arrived there in 2008, we know how you went to Taichung, did well in the second division, and immediately next year you moved to the first division with the Eastern team. So take us through how amazing it is.
Okay, when I arrived there in 2008, I was brought in by Kichi Football Club. So then I was young at that time, and it's a big club. They want to compete for the trophy here, so they had to loan me out to a second division club to get some games and get myself ready. So while I was there, I think I was there for half a season, and I did well. So a club as well in the top flight here, they needed my services, so they spoke to the team that brought me to Hong Kong, and they loaned me also down to the team. So I joined them and I played. I did well. So after the season, my club then Kichi requested me back, and the following season they loaned me out to Taichung because Taichung has gotten promotion into the first division then. So I stayed with Taichung for 2 years as well. Then after my contract finished, it wasn't easy to settle down, but it takes time, being new in a new country and the language as well. But luckily, most people here understand the basic English. So that was what we've been, I was trying to like settle down because we have a lot of players from Africa, most especially Nigeria, Cameroon. There's a lot of players that have been here. So I kind of like, it was easy for me to settle down because I saw some people from Nigeria, So then from there, I started playing my way into 2012. I went back to Kichi, then I stayed all through till 2018. So then in 2015, I got my first call up to represent Hong Kong. So I played in the World Cup qualifying games. So and also I had a chance to play against PSG, against Tottenham, against Manchester United during the preseason games, and I made my mark by scoring goals against PSG, against Manchester. So this also I in 2018 after the Asia Champions League, so my club then transferred me all the way from Hong Kong to mainland China. So I was transferred to a club in China in the league. It's a bigger league in China. So I transferred to China in 2018. So 2018, I played Vision in China League. Then 2019, I moved to the Super. That was where I met Odalo. So from there, we start talking because our team played against each other. Then he's a Nigerian, and also I'm from Nigeria. So we start talking, and I met a lot of Nigeria playing in the league then. So it was really, really nice to introduce ourselves, and people know that where we're coming from, like, football makes us happy. So, and the boot, Wura Football Boot has been a project that we've been planning over the years to try to make an impact in the life of the people back home in Nigeria and Africa, and most especially all over the world. We all know the parents. Most of the parents cannot afford to buy the top brands for a boot, or the minimum wages is the minimum wages is a bit not too high. So we came by, we decided to give a discounted price. So we are now selling the boots about 60 to 70%. We're giving discounts to the people. So we're only selling it for 20,000 for now, so people can make an impact. So that's how Wura was created and founded.
All right, let's look at the importance of boots for footballers, especially Wura. How important is it in terms of, we know we have different weather conditions, grasses, we have the artificial grass and the natural grasses. How important is it? How durable are the Wura boots, and how cheap it is, the essence of it for grassroots players and players you've signed on in Nigeria?
Okay, so we know, we're football boots. We designed it with our intention first was like, we have to know the weather in Africa is a bit, it's harsh, it's strong, it's a good weather, it's so sunny. Also, our pitch is a bit like, maybe the grass is a bit different from the one from Europe. And also, let's say most of the pitch we use in Nigeria to be prescribed would be, like, for example, we use more artificial grass. So then we did the study. We have people that did the test on that to check how good. I used the boots myself last season. Also, I tried it on in the league game, and I have to give them the report of how I felt, and we send the boot down to Nigeria as well for people to check it. So before the production was made, so Wura boot was finally made to in a good condition that will acclimatize to the weather in Nigeria and in Africa or any part of the world. So, and also it's made of artificial leather. and it's also like you can recycle it after you finish using the boots. It's broken. Uh, is recyclable. We can use it for anything else. We want to make it or make use of it. So and also for football players, you need a proper football boot to for you to play so you can perform very well. So wear boots. As we Africans, our feet is a bit. We have a very big, or let's say big toes, or the way our feet is being designed is different from the other parts, maybe the Europeans or the Asians. Is so different. So wear boots for me, it's gonna take your feet. It's gonna like form your feet properly, and the way you pass, the way you run, you feel comfortable like you're just playing or wearing the normal feet you're playing. So, but it's a boot that is gonna give a good comfort to everybody, and that's it.
All right, let's talk about some local players and how it's going to help local players. We know that there's some players in Shooting Stars Football Club and some female players that have been signed on this project to help them play well, score great goals. Take us through how you were able to get some of these local players and sign on.
Okay, what we did was last season in December, we came to Nigeria. Wasn't only me. We had people. We flew down to Nigeria. Then first, what we did was, from my experience, I always come back home every season. After our season, I'll come back home. I have to bring boots down from Hong Kong or anywhere. Many players that we do that will bring back the jerseys, and I've always thought like, okay, if we can have something, if we can have a boots company or a brand that is going to be our own brand, that we don't have to be paying a lot in shipping the boot down to Nigeria, to save cost also, and also for the people, to the kids, to wear the proper shoes. You don't have to buy second-hand boots anymore, where you can get a boot that is affordable and also sustainable for the ecosystem. And we came to Nigeria. We went to the female league first. We saw games against what's it called? Robo Stars. We watched the games, the female league. We saw some good players there, and also we went to Ibadan. We watched 3SC. We watched them play, and we saw the likes of Taufik, is the captain of Shooting Stars, and we saw how talented he is. And all we have to do is to try to just like speak to him and get him to try the boot to see how good it is. Uh, what we did is that we gave them the boot, and we asked them to try turn, tell us how comfortable it is, how the quality is, and if you think it's okay, if you want to be part of our family, we show them our plan, our vision over for future. Our plan, what we intend to do, how we want to make an impact in the life of the youth in Nigeria and in Africa and all over the world. So we got a call back from Momodu Tafik, and he said he's interested. He want to be part of the family, and we signed a contract with him. Also, we have the likes of Kayode Bankole, the goalkeeper of Remo Stars, and we have the likes of Joshua. Also, he plays for 3SC. We are in talks with Quara United players. We are in talks with one of the top striker in the league as well. I can't mention him because we have not reached an agreement with him yet. So once we confirm, at least we're in talks with 8 players. We want to make a good impact in them, to support them and to make them feel special, because during when I was playing, I was with a big brand as well for 12 years, and they really took care of me, and I don't have to buy pairs of boots. And I know that I know how important it is to feel how professional, and it's something like also in the grassroots. We want to able to support the future stars, the likes that will become the likes of Osime, Rashidi Yakini, Finidi George, JJ Okocha, and they don't have to worry again. Even the parents don't have to kill themselves to buy a boot of 50,000, 60,000 anymore. With this price, I think it is reasonable, and also I think everybody will be happy at last. That's it.
All right, thank you very much. Well said on that. Let's talk about the lot of questions as regards why you chose to play for Hong Kong national team rather than the super Eagles of Nigeria.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Super Eagles of Nigeria. I used to, well, as a kid, I used to look up to the likes of, oh, I was opportune to meet Finidi George while I was a kid, and Sunday Olise, you know, and also, but not all the players is going to represent Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because we have a lot of talent in Nigeria, playing in Nigeria and playing outside of Nigeria. So, is where I was. I left Nigeria as a kid, so I spent most of my days outside of Nigeria. So, and I know why playing in Asia is very limited. I'm limited to be spot on in playing in the Super Eagles, and when the offer came, and when I had to get a document from the NFF to confirm I haven't played for the Nigerian youth team or any team before, any Group H in the Nigerian league or the in Nigerian team. So they had to give me. So I think during that time I had a chance to speak to the members of the NFF, and I told them my plan is like to go represent Hong Kong, and they just told me they wish me good luck, and I was happy. So I'm happy playing for Hong Kong, and this gave me all this everything I've ever become now is because I am a football player. I had the opportunity to play and represent Hong Kong, so I'm happy. So like I said, also a lot of players. We have a lot of players, a lot of talent in Nigeria playing in local league and playing outside of Nigeria. And every time the peak is just going to be around 26, 28 players. So not everybody will have the chance to represent Nigeria. So that's
All
why
right. Currently, we're looking at appointing a new coach for the Super Eagles. We've got Finidi George as one of the likely coaches. We've got Emmanuel Amunike as one of them. There's some say Jose Mourinho is also in the running. For you, as a Nigerian, yes, you're already playing for Hong Kong, but as a Nigerian, who do you think is the best coach for the Super Eagles going forward?
For me, I think the local coaches. I think it's high time we give them opportunity to show themselves. Because if you look at what happened in the Nations Cup, Ivory Coast end up winning the Nations Cup with their local coach. So that is a very good one for Africa to promote that we have the right coaches, and it's high time to start giving them the opportunity to be the head coach or the team manager. So, and for me, if it's Jose Mourinho is a big name, I wish that happened, but the chances, I don't think maybe that will happen. But between of Amunike and the likes of Finidi George, both of them are very, very experienced, and I think any one of them will do well. The last two games, I was very lucky to watch the last two games, which Finidi George was the coach. We lost one and we won one, and the boys did well. And he tried to bring some new system to see how we can play. And the second game wasn't good because we lost. We lost 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. But that shows like he has a plan. He has shows like, okay, the local coaches also understand what it takes to give the other players that has not been playing regularly before. He tried to give the players some new players to give them the chance to prove themselves. And if you don't take your chances, it means the players that has been playing will be the one playing. So I think that's what happened. That's what I think happened. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what I'm thinking that happened. That's what Finidi George did, and we didn't go our way. We lost. So I think we can give a local coach a good chance, let them prove themselves, maybe for a short time to see how they go, and if not, we can go for a foreign coach.
All right, let's before we let you go, let's quickly look at. We've seen some great goals scored. Kobe Manu of Manchester United, Helen Haaland, and some great goals scored in the Champions League. Going back to the issue of boots now, how important boots are for scoring great goals. Let's look at the other part of giving back to the society for ex-internationals or Nigerian players abroad. Like for you now, this is what you're giving back to the community. How important is this, as we wrap up our conversation, how important is it for players to give back to the society where they're coming from? And take us through how much this Hura Boots means to you and what you intend to achieve with it at the end of the day.
Sorry, you're breaking. I can hear you. The question again,
Okay,
please.
I said, how important is it for international players to give back to the society, especially for upcoming stars, to give something back to them, to encourage those in the rural areas, female footballers, and also teams in Nigeria to support players by giving something back to the society, just like you're giving back Hura Boots to Nigerians?
Okay. In Europe or in America, is well developed to the extent where things are being given to the players. The FA provide support, or the government provides support for the players to from the academy to the first team, and from the academy to their first team before they make the first team. But in Africa, we're still trying to get to that level right now. So that's where the players that have played abroad or that are doing well to to come back home to support the community where they're coming out from. Like, support them. Even if you're not, if I'm coming from, okay, I was born in Lagos, and I won't say because I'm from Lagos, I would just like focus my attention in Lagos only. I want to do something that I want to impart the whole Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So what I do mostly is, for me myself, I would just like get stuff and go to Nigeria, tell people to go around to try to give things to people to balance it from Lagos, Ibadan, all the 36 states. You can do that. If not, with the community where you come from, you can just go out, try to touch one or two lives. It means a lot when you even giving back a little from what you have had over the whole season. It brings joy to the face of the kids out there, and you're giving them hope. You're touching their life. You're telling them not to give up, and tomorrow will be a better, tomorrow will be a better future for them. So it's very important. Even the likes of Zidane, the likes of David Beckham, even how developed France or England is, they still go back to their communities to give back to their communities. So I think it's something like a lot of players need to focus on, going back to where we come from in Africa, to like try to make a good impact. That's why Wura has come to Africa. That's what we've been doing right now, and we'll keep doing. We're going to try to make a good impact in the life of the kids all over Africa. That's what we want to do. So, and we're signing players, and also we're also giving a 60-70% price discount. That's why we're selling that price we're selling right now, and I believe we are not going to be changing that. We'll keep, giving the discount to the people. That's what we'll keep doing. And also, I would like to say one more thing is like, okay, like the likes of players like in the national team. I know some of them, they do this as well. They do this, but right now they don't have to buy boots from Europe or from America anymore. We have a brand in Nigeria now that can do that for them. Like, they come to us, they speak to us of what they need, how many pieces they want to do. We can also come in by giving them some more discount to speak to them on, okay, we're happy you're trying to support this community. How can we be part of it as well? Because it's about that we can develop our own Africa, our own Nigeria. If we don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for us. So that's it.
All right. We want to say thank you for the great job you're doing using Hura Boots to support communities across board, and we hope you'll be able to sustain this. And I don't know if you're getting the support of the Nigerian Football Federation and the government to move forward the use of this Hura Boots, the fact that it's recyclable. it's a very big advantage to Nigerian youth and footballers. So take us through some other details about how important this and how long this is going to be. And are you working alongside other football clubs?
Right now, we're speaking to some companies in Nigeria that does recycling, and we have not picked one yet. We're looking for the best one to work with, and we have our man in Nigeria speaking to them. And the best one, I think we're going to be coming up with a decision very soon. So what we intend to do, if you buy any pairs of our boots, and after it's broken or something happened to it, or if you bring it back to us,
The video,
if you bring it back, you're gonna like
the
we will
boots
give you a
video.
discount as purchase you're buying from us, and we will take the boots to the recycling company to recycle it, because right now we don't have our production right now in Nigeria. But in before, let's say 3 to 5 years, our plan is to have our own production company in Nigeria. We're going to be producing it in Nigeria. That's our plan in 3 to 5 years. So for now, that's why we're seeking external external body to do the recycling for us. So that's why we want to pick the right one. So, and about the government, we have people. We're speaking to people because we are new. We're trying to. We don't know the government directly, and also we are reaching out to people to help us. And we wrote letters already, emails we sent to people, to even to the government, which we reach out to the FA already. So I think I'll be in Nigeria next month, by the end of the month, and I'll be going to Abuja to see some of the people in Abuja in the NFF to see if there's something we could do together. So that's it.
All right, we'll be going for a very quick break. We urge you to rejoin us in the next couple of 2-3 minutes. We tend to restart our Zoom meeting with you in the next 2-3 minutes before we call it a wrap on the discuss with you. So let's go for a quick break. When we return, the conversation would continue. Stay with us. right, welcome back to Talk Sport. We've been talking with an Nigerian international who plays for Hong Kong national team, talking about giving back to the society via Wuraput, which cheap, and also the opportunity to sign up Nigerian players. And that's a very big one he's giving back to the society. And the fact that they're looking also to see how they could establish the factory in Nigeria, production of boots would help the Nigerian populace, especially looking at the financial crunch across the country.
Yes, looking at the financial crunch across the country, Alex is actually doing so well with his team, giving back to the society, even though, he hasn't gotten so much from the society, but he thought about giving back to the society, just like what William Ekong is planning on doing. He said he would be giving his next match bonuses to kids in Akwa Ibom. That's also giving back to where he's coming from, and I'm sure all of this is going to spread around. Other players too as well will start picking from what these guys are doing, and then it's going to help out to, boost the grassroots football, signing up these guys, signing up young players, and Australia is also doing the same thing with the young girls in Lagos. She also created an academy for them. So these players are doing so much that they are giving back, and it's encouraging and it's amazing. With Alex now trying to bring Royal now factory down to Nigeria, and also planning to come back to Nigeria for a few to see how things will be done and then help young and upcoming players. That's something most other players should adopt, because they are all there in the Western world seeing what the Americans and the Europeans are doing. It's a good thing that they are picking up, and then they're also coming back to give back to their societies. So it's really, really commendable, and they are not leaving the whole job for the government alone to do. So this is so amazing of how they are thinking about their communities and where they are coming from. It's a good one that Wura, Alex, Ekon, Shala, it's a good one that they are all doing. I'm sure other players too are planning on something that they will do to give back to their societies.
All right, well said. All right, we're still looking at big stories. Let's give you this story that he may be known for his impressive aim on the dartboard, but after partaking in football crossbar challenge, Luke Littler proved that his abilities transcend sport. The teenage sensation has been spending recent months climbing up at the Darts Premier League table, where he sits top despite his recent defeat to Michael van Gwenwen. However, amidst his push for the title, Littler has also found time to get out onto the football pitch for a YouTube video where he impressed with his shooting skills. Alongside online content creator Face23. Let's see some picture story about this guy. Everybody seems to be talking about hitting of the ball, and how important it is to hit the ball right and get the shots right to score great goals.
Playing football is way beyond, just getting on the football pitch and then just kicking the ball anyhow. There's a way you need to kick, and all of that is very, very important. You can just go kick with your toe and then you balloon the ball up. But there's a way you need to keep your feet accompanied with the boots that you're wearing. It's very, very important for you to be able to, place the ball right, kick the ball right. And then coaches now are adapting the way to train players on how your feet should be before kicking any ball. Yes.
And so that's why it's important you wear the right set of
boots. Yes, very important.
The right kick. All right, let's quickly wrap up our conversation with Alex Akande before we run into the Champions League proper. We've got barely 20 minutes to talk sport. All right, Alex, welcome back. Okay, not yet. He's not yet back. All right, I was hoping our producer could show us a picture of the 17-year-old hitting the ball right in the training pictures we've gotten there, talking about Littler hitting the ball in the training pitch there. But obviously, we hope he'll get that picture right for us to see that. And I don't know how did you save the picture of the guy hitting it?
It's Luke.
Okay, all right, producer, we hope we can get the picture story titled named Luke. Okay, that's it there. out there, we can see the different look hitting the ball differently, and you could see the
How amazing his friends are looking. His YouTube friends.
you could see the way he's hitting the ball, the kind of boots he's wearing, red boots. So it tells you it's very important the way you swab your body and to hit the ball at the set of boots you wear.
I made a mention of your feet being postured in the right way. Yet you need to have your
He
feet.
looks like a left-footed player.
Yeah, he is a left-footed player. So he looks like you need to be placing your feet in the right angle and then your body as well. So accompanied with the right boots, you'll be able to get a very good strike. And then with that, obviously, we've seen amazing goals. We've seen the postures of the players whenever they take that strike. And then the way they're looking at the ball, it tells you that yes, this ball is going straight to the post, unless the god of soccer is saying no. So so that's just the only thing. That's majorly what it is. Your body posture, your feet, and as well the way you hit the ball is very, very important.
All right, let's move on to the next talking point. Owolabi's committee will meet today in Abuja to decide on the coach who would lead the country's team after the contract of Jose Pizarro was not extended when it ran out in February. Owolabi says, I think the issue of Eagles having either an indigenous or foreign coach should not cost this great country sleepless nights. Whatever the NFF decide, the talents are already there. Owolabi began. All we need is someone very intelligent and knowledgeable about the game who has seen it all as a player at local, national, and international levels. Is he right, Owolabi?
He just campaigned for someone right there. He just campaigned for somebody right there. So he's actually very, very right, because one, we need someone who have done it locally, internationally. So you have the knowledge roundabout. So that's someone we need, someone intelligent, someone not just intelligent, also smart, like makes smart decisions. So those are the angles. Those are the criteria the NFF needs to look at, and then before appointing someone. So we shouldn't be having sleepless nights. The NFF should be able to get us a right coach at this point who can be able to, help us make those decisions, make those smart plays, and then help us, get to the World Cup, even to the quarterfinals.
All right, let's look at one of the talking issues, and we can't help but while we were waiting for Akande to join us at Zoom, it's a crisis day for Arsenal, and it's a crisis day for Arsenal, but we've got Akande. While we're still waiting for him to join us, let's look at Arsenal getting into crisis. Finally, yesterday they got knocked out. Let's begin with Arsenal before we talk about the other teams. For you, was it inevitable that Arsenal was going to lose out?
I like I said yesterday, I didn't see Arsenal going through, yesterday, because it's Bayern Munich and you're playing in their home. So it was very, very dicey. It was very, very, they did all they could, though Arsenal didn't perform very, very well. Saka performed at a rate of 5.5%, and so are the others. I don't know if they had fear or something, but they were able to, hold off. And then the late goal came in the 75th minute thereabout, where Bayern Munich got to score a goal. So at this point now, Arsenal tried their best, but I'm sorry, it is what it is. It's the end of the road for them for Champions League. Now, I can't really say if it's the end of the road for them for the Premiership, because now it's looking like a deja vu, like the same thing that happened the previous season is about to play itself again. I'm wearing black now just to mourn Arsenal's loss. So I don't know. That's just me showing them support. Like, I know it's not easy at this point. We've been there. We have experience of losing at this point. So I'm just trying to support them, and then see what they can make out of it. Michael Arteta, I don't even have words.
Odi is a very, very mean person. Okay, I would like to support them for losing the Premier League, because I know that's going to be the next loss. Okay, while we're mourning Arsenal's loss, we've got Akande back on the Zoom. Let's wrap it up. Alex, thank you for rejoining us via Zoom.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. Before you say your goodbye to us, we just want your final words to the Nigerian upcoming star players, hoping to one day go professional like you did, and also probably play for the national team. And what will be your last words to them, and also for parents who have been finding hard to get boots for their kids to play football?
Okay, I would like say because if you don't dream, if you don't dream big,
If you
you
don't
don't know
play
what
it,
you
you
know.
don't win it. You
Yeah,
dream it, you play it, you win it.
you have to think big. You have to, think you are the next Ronaldo, the next Messi, the next Osimhen, the next JJ Okocha. You have to keep dreaming and trust in yourself, your ability. And no matter what you're going through right now, just believe there's always a chance to become someone great in the future. So don't never give up on your dream. That's it. And to the parents, um, we all know what we're going through right now in Nigeria, and Nigeria is going to get better. That's a dream for everybody. We want Nigeria to be a country that we will be proud of. So most of the people can, either come back home, or everybody will be staying more, going and coming back to stay in Nigeria. That's the whole plan, and that's the wish everybody wants. So they should keep also, they should keep their heads up and believe in the process as well. And they should just believe and don't give up. So everything is going to be fine. And, we are here to help them. We are here to give support to them. And that's why Wura has come to support the kids, the male and female, through sports to try to make life easier by providing a football boot that is affordable for all and that has the quality to last longer. So the parents won't have to break their bank before they could buy a piece of goods for their kids. So that's what I'm going to
All
say.
right. Thank you very much. And so we want to hear you say, watch Talk Sport on Global Television and your name to go with it.
What talks plots on global television? Um, is that what you asked me to say? Hello?
Yeah, and we want to say, watch Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Alex Akande.
All right. Okay. So watch Talk Sport on global television. My name is Alex Akande Oluwatire.
All right, thank you very much. We urge you to enjoy the rest of your day and have fun in Hong Kong. And we hope someday, who knows, maybe someday we're going to meet Hong Kong at the World Cup or one international match and we get to see. I hope you don't score against Nigeria. If not, we'll make sure.
You don't come back.
No more Amala for you if you try to score against Nigeria. All right, thank you very much for joining us on Talk Sport this morning.
So much. Have a nice day. Bye.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so we've been talking with Alex Akande, who is who in Nigerian, obviously, but plays for the Hong Kong national team and has been doing great things for Nigerian players in the rural areas, for the girl child and also for the male, by ensuring that one of the needed equipment for playing football boots are made available for Nigerian players across our board. All right, let's get back to the Champions League. Last night was amazing. Hala Madrid, they knocked out the blue side of Manchester out of the Champions League, and the red side of Manchester were very happy.
Yes, I know you would be happy.
The Red Devils were so happy.
I know you would be happy. Actually, the Manchester City, they actually put up a good fight against Real Madrid, but it wasn't just their day. And the Real Madrid were all out. They played well, patient, mature, got the opportunity, and then they striked, and then they scored. So it got to penalty, and then at that point on, it's whoever wants it more. And again, it seems like the fans kind of played, the Manchester City fans kind of played a negative role.
Oh,
yes, for them to lose, because at some point when Bernardo Silva wanted to take the penalty, they held the ball back. So I don't know why they did that. They held the ball. The referee had to call for another ball.
That's the ball boy or the fans?
The fans, yes. The fans.
The ball fell to where we had more Real Madrid supporters.
Well, I can't really say, but it seemed the report said Manchester City fans. So that was what happened. So I think that kind of threw Bernardo Silva off his game. He felt nervous, and they played the ball right to the hands of the goalkeeper in the middle. So that was just something so unfortunate that they went wrong for Manchester City. Probably it's not the time for them to, they just need to take a chill pill now and then.
It's so nice seeing them in such.
Yes, I wish. I just hope they
As if he carry your case.
There's a picture that showed him kneeling on the floor, so I just hope we can put it up. Yes. Jigby, like Papa Jack's story say. Oh my God. So it was a devastating loss for them, but though they did put up a good fight, but it wasn't just their day in the office.
All right, it's good news for Hala Madrid or Madrid fans, and for Arsenal fans, try another day. All right, but let's talk about Harry Kane. Harry Kane beamed as he hailed Bayern Munich's unbelievable win over Arsenal in the Champions League. Joshua Kimmich bopped in a header in the second half to send Bayern Munich roaring into the semi-finals with a 3-2 aggregate win, and Arsenal scoring back to London with their tails between their legs. It was a particularly special night for Kane and Eric Dyer, who had the pleasure of breaking the heart of Arsenal, their enemies, nemesis of. Yes, there's no doubt this guy suffered in the hands of Arsenal when he was playing for Tottenham.
Yes,
Hotspur, but and for Harry Kane, probably this is a chance for him to win the Champions League. Is there any chance Bayern can win the Champions League?
Is there any chance that Bayern can beat Real Madrid in the semi-finals?
That's a very tricky one, because I feel like Madrid has a way of always beating Man City, but does the remedy have that number, the formula, the Mumu button of Bayern? That's another question.
I see Real Madrid going through to the finals.
Okay.
I see Real Madrid going through to the finals, because I don't think this Bayern Munich side is going to withstand, arguably Manchester City is a very, very toughest team. Yes,
team they
would have faced. So now I think Bayern Munich is the next in line for Real Madrid. I don't think Bayern Munich will be able to upset Real Madrid and then, go through to the finals. I see Real Madrid going all the way through the finals, because Harry Kane is actually gunning for, the Champions League title. But I don't think it's going to happen now, given the fact that the next, the next challenge he has in front of him is Real Madrid. Real Madrid is not Arsenal.
Right,
it's going to be very difficult.
Let's see how that's going to pan out, and we'll also be waiting to see who becomes the Super Eagles head coach. That's one thing we're looking at already. Alex Akande is saying he believes Philippe George should be the man to be named the coach of the Super Eagles. Alex, we've got Owolabi is also looking at a local coach. So who's going to be the coach of the Super Eagles? I know I've got Odi Samuel, the predictor. Let's get your prediction.
I'm looking at Emmanuel Amanike as the head coach, and then Finidi George as the assistant. Aside that, I don't know what the NFF are planning, but like I said, I would be surprised if I don't see Finidi George or Emmanuel Amanike either are being the coach and the assistant. I would be surprised.
All right, for me, I'm going to tell you, my job is to tell you who finally becomes the Super Eagles head coach, and that is only after the NFF must have, announced who becomes the coach of the Super Eagles. But one thing for sure, we need a coach that will take us to the World Cup 2026. So this is what we call it a wrap on today's edition of the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I want to say a big thank you to Odi Samuel for always giving us a very fantastic analysis and prediction, and our guest who joined us all the way far away from Hong Kong, Alex Akande, for joining us and giving us perspective as regards how football he's played his journey to Hong Kong and China, where he met the man who will be seen after this, talking about Odion Igalo. And for me, it's a good morning, and wish Nigeria the very best in picking the right man for the job of the Super Eagles.
Yes, good morning.
Hi guys, my name is Odion Judigalo, and I'm here with the Hura booth. I just finished training with them and they look perfect on my feet. I was born and brought up in Ajegule and I know how difficult it is to have a boot there. I could remember we always share boots there when we want to go to training. Sometimes if I'm training in the morning, I have to use it. If my friend is training in the evening, he will use it. So it's very expensive then. I could remember my mom always take me to Aswani Market, Katangoa, Badagry to go and look for last and quality boot. But with Wura, you have a cheaper and a stronger boot which will last you longer than you never expected. I've gotten a lot from Academy boys and you're going to be seeing this Wura boot in the market. Use it and you never regret. So I'm encouraging you guys to go with Wura boots and you will never regret it. Thank you.